Yes.
There's Shanoa. Okay, I'll start again, ladies and gentlemen. Colleagues, welcome. It's 4 p.m. on July 23rd, so acting as a faint imitation of our chair, Sean Lindsay, I, Dave Fiscum, will hereby convene this special meeting of the Oregon Government Ethics Commission. Thanks to all of you commissioners who were able to adjust your schedules to attend today's meeting, which I believe will be relatively short, the executive assures me. Just for quickly for purposes of attendance, Chair Lindsay is out of town, absent today. Mr. Fiscum, Mr. Fiscum to all of you, I am here today. Commissioner Mason is here. Commissioner McCauley, I believe, is online, if I'm not mistaken. Alicia, there you are.
I am here.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson is on Teams. Commissioner Payne, just being out of court, is on Teams. Thank you, Shanoa, for showing up today. Commissioner Burke is here. Commissioner Newell is here. And last but surely not least, and please, Commissioner, our newest commissioner on the block, if I say your name wrong, you'll correct me. Ivan Resendez Gutierrez.
Hi, yes, close. It's Ivan Resendez Gutierrez, but thank you.
Well, I'll do my best, but it will be by definition inadequate. So welcome, Commissioner. Thank you. I had hoped to welcome you to your first meeting on August 2nd, but this is your first meeting, so we'll see you again, presumably on August 2nd. Okay, thank you for that. With enough commissioners in attendance, we are able to proceed. The first item on the agenda is comments from the chair, and since the chair is here, I, in his behalf, have none other than to, again, thank you for adjusting your schedule today. If you did so, it's good that you're here. With that, I'll turn to our executive, Susan Myers, to give us a summary of what's before us today. Please.
Thank you, Vice Chair Fiscum, Commissioners. We're asking that the Commission appoint a Rules Advisory Committee per the provisions in ORS 183.333. As the Commission knows, we have been working on rulemaking for public meetings law for a number of months. We have a Rules Advisory Committee that has been working with me and providing feedback and guidance on as I'm drafting and redrafting all of the public meetings law rules. So we've been meeting, we've had, I think, 5 or 6 meetings so far going through each of those rules. We are getting to the end of that process, and one of the last things that will need to be done is the Rule Advisory Committee has to review fiscal impact statements, and per the provisions in the statute, that Rules Advisory Committee needs to be appointed by the Commission, not by me. So part of the purpose here is to make sure that we are following the letter of the law, getting the Rules Advisory Committee appointed by the Commission, and that Rules Advisory Committee will perform the final review of the rules and the fiscal impact statement that is required. The plan is for them to have that meeting next Monday, which will enable us to get the rules published in the next Secretary of State Bulletin. The members of the proposed Rules Advisory Committee, the individuals that are listed on the attachment A that was sent to you, they were basically members of the original Rules Advisory Committee that has been working with me on the public meeting law rules for the last few months. Those members were selected. We had an open period when anyone could apply. And then basically we did our best to make sure that they represented all of the types of entities that would be subject to the rules. So we have representatives from the stakeholder groups like the League of Oregon Cities, Association of Oregon Counties, Special District Association, School Board Association, City Reporters Association. We have representatives from the media. We have representatives specifically from larger cities, smaller cities, counties, special districts, school districts, and then obviously some public members as well. So back in April, when the original RAC was being assembled, it was an effort by Becky and Stephanie and others to make sure that this committee represented and provided a diverse viewpoint of all the types of individuals who would be subject to these rules. So in terms of appointing this new Rules Advisory Committee for this last meeting, we asked those members who've been attending all along if they would be willing to be reappointed or appointed by the commission for this final meeting. And the list that was provided to you is those members who have agreed and would be available to attend the meeting next Monday.
Thank you, Executive. Colleagues, any questions about that? And I'll yield to anybody who does have a question. I have one, but I'll go around the room and see if anybody has hands raised to ask a question of Executive Myers. Okay, seeing none at the moment anyway, fairly straightforward. Ms. Myers, would you mind going through the list and giving us an indication as best you can of the organizations represented by the name? And if you can't do that one by one, do your best offhand.
Okay, and I may need our associate Casey to grab a separate sheet that has their organizations next to them. But to begin with, one, I will let you know that I did misspell one of their names. The very first name on the list, Beth Woodard, it should be Woodard, not Woodward. That was my error. So Casey will grab the.
And I don't need to prolong the process here much, just to get a quick little indication. I have a couple of questions about some names. They're not negative questions, just to identify where they're from. So Ms. Fenstermaker, if you're ready to answer that question, we would love for the answer to be available quickly.
Okay, Beth Woodard is with the city of Portland.
Okay.
Brenda Sanchez is with, it appears to be Marion County.
Okay.
Chris O'Grady is with DELC Oregon, which I apologize, I don't know what DELC.
Department of Early Learning.
Care.
Is that and care?
Yeah, thank you.
It's the newer agency that used to be part of ODE.
Thank you.
Gabe Shepard is with the city of Albany. Jeb Bladine is with the News Register.
In McMinnville by city.
I believe so.
Thank
Okay.
you. It is.
And he's also with the association.
Association of Oregon Newspaper Publishers or something. He would be a logical one to represent that group. Just
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Is there?
Sure. Corey Tate is with Douglas County. Rob Bovich is with Washington County. Sarah Zavala is with OSFM.
Fire Marshal, Oregon
Yes.
State Fire Marshal.
Yes.
Scott Winkles is with League of Oregon Cities. And that rounds out our list.
No,
Courtney
Courtney
Sneed.
Sneed. She added, she joined by email.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Courtney Sneed. I am not sure.
She's with Madras Aquatics Center, but she also is on the school board, I believe, in Madras as well.
And then I think you may have skipped Matthew Call. Matthew, I believe, is an attorney for a number of small cities and jurisdictions.
Yes, he's with the law firm of Jordan Ramus.
Okay. For me, that's adequate. Colleagues, any questions about any of that? I wasn't concerned so much about that, just to get a good idea about the range of interest and issues before our staff, and that's very helpful. So thank you, staff. Any other questions or comments? Hearing for the moment.
Thank you. I had one question. So do we
Please,
have,
Yvonne.
do they,
Please.
are there terms for these members, or are we staggering them? Start date, end date?
So Ordinarily, a Rules Advisory Committee will have, depending on how complicated the rule-making process is, they may meet only once or twice. They may meet, as we have since we've been meeting almost weekly since early mid-May. So it is more open-ended to dependent on the process, the rulemaking process involved. In this case, the Rule Advisory Committee, the plan is that it will only meet one more time because the rulemaking, we're pretty much done with drafting them. We will present the final drafts and the fiscal impact statement, and they will then provide their final recommendations. Once the rules, process-wise, once the rule gets published, the notice gets published, that then opens a new public comment period, and there will still be a public hearing on the rules further down the line.
And who holds that public hearing? Is it Secretary of State or us?
No, it's-
Us, thank you. Commissioner, any other follow-up questions? Thank you
No,
for the
thank
question.
you.
Thank
Very
you.
helpful.
Okay, colleagues, I think we're ready for a motion. Has this motion been distributed to anybody?
No, I did it for you.
I'm going to take the liberty of reading to you a motion that our staff has been working all day long to prepare for us. This would be the form of a motion that somebody could choose to make. I move that the commission appoint the individuals listed on attachment A to serve as members of the Public Meetings Law Rules Advisory Committee as provided in ORS 183.333. Anybody prepared without enunciating the words to make that motion, colleagues?
So moved.
Mr. Thompson has moved.
Do we need to amend Exhibit A first to have the correct name on the first bullet point, Beth Wood? It's currently Beth Woodward. It
Yeah,
needs to be Beth Woodard. And so I wonder if we should include an amendment in our motion.
okay.
Our legal counsel, good that he's here today, has concurred with you, Commissioner Payne, so I will presume that Commissioner Thompson will allow that to be appended onto his formal motion. Am I right, Commissioner Thompson?
As amended, yes, sir.
Commissioner Payne, is that adequate for your purposes? Thank you for raising that.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any questions on the motion before us as it has been made by Commissioner Thompson? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke. I'm
His
seeing
thumb is
thumbs
up.
up.
Thumbs up.
His thumb is up. Thank you.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Rendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you, colleagues. Executive, is there anything else for our agenda today? I presume the answer is no.
That is it for today's agenda. And I simply wanted to express my thanks to the commission for being available on relatively short notice to get this out of the way.
And I concur in that, colleagues. Thank you. And I'll see you in some way, shape, or form on August 2nd, right? At the first regular commission meeting that our new commissioner will be able to attend either on Teams or in person. So thank you for being here all. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye,
We
everyone.
stand adjourned.
Yep.
Stand adjourned. Thank you.